I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Erin Gilbert. I'm the VP of Marketing and Sales at Onboard Informatics, and I am joined today by two of our great team members to talk today about the developer platform. So they are really going to walk you through our developer platform at Onboard Informatics. Before we get going though, I did want to just say, as we walk through the demonstration today, if you have any questions at all, if something's not clear, if you're unsure about a data set, anything at all, just write your questions in the little question box that you see in front of you, and we will address those questions at the end of the session. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to talk about the developer platform. We're going to talk about what's in it, what you can build with it, how to use it, and how to get started. So it's really a great place to start if you're interested in our data. I'm joined today by Kevin Mattice, who is our Senior Product Manager. Kevin, you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hi everyone, thank you for joining today. Here at Onboard, I am pretty focused on the APIs and the developer platform, so really just excited to walk you through how we can help you start building your products with the data we have.
Kevin has already made some amazing improvements to the dev platform, so we're really excited to see some of those today. And then we're also joined by Jason Chen, who is our Business Support Data Analyst. Jason, hello.
Hi everyone, this is Jason. I am the Business Support Data Analyst here at Onboard Informatics, and my main focus is client support, and I also work on data.
Yeah, he answers all of your questions as they come in, so he knows a lot about what's going on with the platform. If you aren't familiar with Onboard Informatics, this is who is supporting this dev platform. Onboard Informatics has been around since 2002, and we have provided premium real estate data to some of the largest names in real estate. And our data includes everything from every property in the country, the communities around those properties, and even some of the owners of those properties. So it's people, it's places, it's property, and our clients use that data to create some really innovative, interesting things. So what we've done with this developer platform is make it easier for you to access this data all in one place. So we really try to become your one-stop shop for the next big thing in real estate. So if that interests you and you want to find out how to do it, this is going to be a great demo for you. So I'm going to step aside and let Kevin take over and really try to introduce you to the developer platform at Onboard.
So just to get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about what our API does and why you might use it. So as you're building any of your products, a website, a mobile application, anything that requires the use of property data from Onboard, really this is a solution that allows you to get easy, quick access to our data based on the needs of your product. So everything from property to area to POI to community data that we have in our database, your product would be set up to make requests to our API and then receive data responses through our API based on what your customers are looking for in your product. So to talk a little bit more about the data that we offer, starting at property, really the basics. Anytime that you pull up something like a listings page or details on a property, you're going to see number of beds, baths, type of construction, what the roof looks like, really just the basics. And then as we dive deeper, you can see things like owner data and mortgage data. So associated to a property, what's the mortgage on it and who owns this house? Looking even deeper into that, we've got sales history data. So every time that the property you're looking at has been sold, how much was it sold for? When did it sell? We also have things like valuations. So if you wanted to show your customers what the average value of houses were in a certain zip code, that's data we could give to you, as well as the tax assessment data on a property. When it comes to how you want to show that data, we also provide boundary data. So if you wanted to show any of that property data at a neighborhood level, a zip code level, a county level, we give you the boundary data to be able to view it in that way. Even diving deeper into past the property, looking at our points of interest and community data, you're able to highlight restaurants and bars and shopping and banks, as well as demographics data related to weather or crime rates or commute times, things that your customers are really interested in when it comes to looking at a property so they can learn a little more about the community that they may be moving into.
So this is just a ton of information.
Yes, lots of data, and it goes even deeper. This is really just the highlights. As you can see in our community data, 387 fields. I wasn't going to put them on a slide for you guys. Starting here at Corcoran, if you were to pull up a property page and were interested about the neighborhood around it, really this is using our data to say, here's some restaurants nearby, grocery stores, schools, health clubs. We're going to present them on a map and tell you how far away they are. So that's all information coming from our database through our APIs.
This is a good looking site, and I like that it gives a little context to the property. So as a consumer, I get a better sense of really what it's like to live there. And also I like, as a marketer, that it keeps people on my site a little bit longer.
Yes, absolutely. And you can see a lot of, as you zoom in and out, we can show different amounts of data based on the API calls that this site is making. Looking further, Century 21, it's a similar layout, but where they really utilize our data is when it comes to demographics. So what's the average age of people living in the area? Some other high-level stats, how people get to work, how long it takes them. Really want to show their users information that they might be interested in when looking at an area.
I like the implementation of Century 21 because it really shows the flexibility of how you can implement the data via an API. You can display it however you want and draw attention to specific pieces of information however you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, looking at House Hunt, they're really using our area API to show some different search capabilities. So within New York County, you can actually see different neighborhoods and popular listings in those neighborhoods, as well as some data they wanted to call out for their customers specifically on the neighborhood. So now that I've actually walked you guys through a couple of different implementations, talked about what the API does and why you might use it, and then talked a little bit more about the data, Jason is going to walk you through our documentation page, which shows some more details if you want to go ahead and implement our APIs.
Hi everyone, this is Jason speaking, and next up I'm going to briefly walk you guys through our Developers Portal's documentation page. Our documentation page is pretty nicely laid out with the sidebar, which tells you all about all of the different APIs, but we're going to just use the property API as an example to walk through and learn how to use the documentations page. So first off, there's some guides to get you started with curl and Postman. I have a preference to using Postman if you're not sure how to make API calls. And here are the interactive docs that are laid out really nicely, are labeled by which node they correspond to, as well as what this specific interactive doc does for you. And they're grouped by property, which shows you property information, such as mortgage, things about the house itself, and assessment, which is about tax assessments.
And the beauty of these is that we've really laid them out in a way that they make sense with the use cases that you might be dealing with. So when you saw all of the property details come up, we grouped those into our property detail call.
Right. Yeah, it's really trying to show you how to use this data and implement it on your site. And here's the AVM section for if you want an estimated value for your property. And here's the sales history. And we even have a call for your convenience, the all events call, that shows you all of this information all in one call. And to illustrate the sorting and filtering capabilities of our API, we have here pre-populated some of these filters for your convenience to be able to see what it is like to make an actual API call with our API. So You're not limited to the fields that are listed here. We actually have an assortment of filtering as well as ordering functions that are available to you. So here you can see that here's the request URL that you would put into a tool to make the API call, and here's a sample of the data that you would receive from the API call.
And this is actually on the API right now, right? You're actually doing this?
Yes, this is all live. So this is not just an example. This is real live data that you are practicing with. And if we scroll down to the part where we see all of the sorting or the filtering functions, we have included a lot of useful filtering functions, such as you might want to know property data based on a geotype, like in a neighborhood or a school district, or you might want to drill down on a single property, or perhaps you want to only allow properties within a certain sell price to show up, or maybe things like number of beds and baths. So it's very flexibility. You're only limited by your imagination. And here we'll go down to the ordering of things, and it's pretty standard. Your clients may want to use their site to sort by distance, just like in the previous example with the points of interest, or maybe you want to see the freshest data of this property, or you might want to sort by the least or most expensive properties and things like that. And last but not least, we have a nicely organized data dictionary here, complete with sorting and filtering functions for you to get a better understanding of what all of the data fields are for. And if there's not enough information here, we also include links to our data dictionary, and you can refer to that for any additional information. And if that is not sufficient, you can email us at support@onboardinformatics.com.
All right, everybody, I am back. Hopefully you can see the screen all good now. So on our landing page, if you're interested in signing up, you'll see a sign up button right here. I'm actually logged in right now, so why don't we show you what the sign up screen would look like. All we need from you is your organization name, a username, and then we'll ask you to select a plan. The one that's most popular is getting started with our free trial. If you're looking to start development and just try out some of the different API calls, we also offer a pay-as-you-go option for 10 cents a call. If you're not ready to necessarily commit to a year-long plan, but want to start getting some more usage and really test this out. And then lastly, if you are ready for an enterprise plan, that's something you could give us a call about, and we'd talk about what type of usage would best fit your needs. Other than that, we ask you for a phone number and an email just so that we can contact you and talk to you about any issues or questions you might have, and then a password. Once you sign up, you're going to be brought to your account. We do offer a couple of different things within our account. Let me just go ahead and make sure I'm logged into mine so I can show you guys.
So when they sign up, they get an email then?
Yes.
And that would have their API key?
Yeah, actually the API key will be once you log in, you can take a look at your applications that are available, and your API key would be available and associated to the application that you created. You'll see your plan type and if your status is live, and then from here you can also upgrade that specific application if you're interested.
And it's a single API key for all the different types of data?
Correct. There's only one API key for any of the different APIs for all of our data.
One API key to access them all.
Yes. And then if you're interested in just getting a view of what's in your profile, under your profile view, you can change your password, your organization name, take a look at what plan type you're currently signed up for, and then if you're signed up for our pay-as-you-go option, your credit card information would be captured here. Lastly, we do give you a dashboard. So if you're in here and using this a lot and want to get a better idea of what your API usage might be in the future, we give you some analytics that show what your usage looks like over a different term and what kind of methods are against that usage. So this is really just an overview of once you guys have signed up for an account, which I hope you do, how you can go ahead and get started and find all of the information that you need to successfully start testing out our APIs. So